Welcome to the Socialette podcast, where we empower you with the marketing know-how you need to create the business of your dreams. I'm your host, Steph Taylor, and I'm a marketing nerd, Shiraz lover, and passport stamp collector. Join me as I dive into all things small business marketing and deliver them to you in bite-sized, fluff-free lessons every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's get learning. Hey, welcome to Socialette. This is episode 121. This episode is brought to you by my free Instagram cheat sheet, 7 savvy strategies to ignite your Instagram. Inside the cheat sheet, I share my top strategies that I use to grow my Instagram accounts to over 30,000 followers combined. Head to stephtaylor.co/IG to download the cheat sheet. Last episode, I did a little recap of the Facebook ads lessons that I learned in 2018, as well as sharing a couple of things that are working really well right now in 2019. And I thought I would continue this and make today's episode about Instagram. And I'll be looking at Pinterest, email marketing, and content marketing more generally in the next couple of episodes. Let's kick off with the Instagram lessons learned in 2018. Lesson number 1, you can have the most beautiful feed in the world and still not see results from Instagram. It used to be that having a beautifully curated Instagram feed would get people following you effortlessly. But these days, everyone has a picture-perfect feed, so it's not enough anymore. The key takeaway is that you need to give people a reason to follow you. You need to give some value that nobody else out there is giving. Simply reposting all the pretty pictures and sharing inspirational quotes that have been done to death, it's not going to get you very far. Your captions need to be meaningful and your content needs to be original. Lesson number 2. You don't need to post every day to see growth in your Instagram. Back in 2016, I used to post 3 times a day like clockwork. In 2018, I was posting 3 times a week and I was still seeing great Instagram growth. The algorithm has changed a lot in the last few years, and now that the feed isn't in chronological order anymore, it doesn't matter so much about the quantity of content that you're posting. If you're posting good quality content, your posts will land in people's feeds regardless. Lesson number 3. Comment pods don't work. I did an entire episode on this back in November, so go back and listen to that if you're interested in the specifics. But basically, Instagram comment pods are at best a waste of your time, and at worst, they put your Instagram account at risk. Okay, so now on to what's working in 2019. Firstly, real life over the curated life. And what I mean by this is that posts of people sharing real content are performing a lot better than the typical picture-perfect posts we would usually see. And I don't mean pretending to be real with your followers just for the sake of it and then turning it straight into a sales pitch. I mean genuinely getting vulnerable and telling them something that terrifies you to tell them. More and more influencers are starting to break away from the perfectly edited feed, and they're starting to post content that's barely edited, if it's edited at all. So it'll be really interesting to see where this trend goes in 2019. Number 2 is using Instagram to start a two-way conversation with your followers. The Instagram story stickers that were introduced in 2018, like the poll sticker and the question sticker and the slider one, it made them a lot more interactive, and it made it a lot easier for brands to start interacting with their audience and having a conversation with them rather than just posting to them. It's a great way to find out what your followers want to see, what problems they have that you could solve, or even find out whether a potential product idea has legs. So definitely try to make use of those features if you're not already. Number 3 is telling stories. This isn't new. It worked really well in 2018, but I think with everyone just getting a bit over all the content that's out there, being able to tell good stories will be what sets you apart from everyone else on Instagram. When you sit down to write a post, think about what point you're trying to get across. What are you trying to tell someone? And then think about what you can relate it to. So, for example, I always relate marketing without a strategy to shopping at IKEA without a shopping list. Or if you have a personal story that you might think would resonate with your audience or that relates to the point that you're trying to get across, then share that one as well. That's it for this episode. Head to stephtaylor.co/IG to download the free cheat sheet. Please, if you're not subscribed to this podcast, make sure you do so you don't miss any new episodes released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you've got 10 seconds to spare, please, I'd love it if you could leave me a rating and a review really quickly. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you next time.